Hi, this is a video on shop safety. Some of you are probably tempted to skip this video, just like most of us don't read the safety warnings with a new electronic gizmo. Please don't skip this, because most of the equipment and tools in the shop can hurt or kill you. I will try to make this as painless as possible. Let's start with the basics. We have eye protection here, ear protection, hand protection. This is a rubber glove and a regular glove. Also, it's a really good idea to have a first aid kit handy. When you're cutting or grinding or doing anything involving sparks and metal particles, you probably should have a long sleeved shirt or jacket to protect your arms. One of the most common pieces of shop equipment is a floor jack, hydraulic floor jack, and whenever you use one, you must make sure you use a jack stand along with it to support the car or whatever you happen to be jacking up. We've also welded on some pieces of angle iron on the bottom of the floor jack stand, so that when you're in the pits at a race, you don't the jack stand doesn't sink into the asphalt. A real common piece of shop equipment is a bench grinder, and before using one, make sure you have either a face shield or your safety glasses on. You've got gloves, long sleeve shirt, and also hold the piece with a vice grip or pliers. The rest on this bench grinder is not adjusted properly. It's too far away from the grindstone, and with this big a gap, what can happen is as you're grinding the piece, the stone can grab it and then flip it up and either pull your hand or your finger into the stone or jam the stone inside the grinder. This grinder is adjusted properly. As you can see, the rest is right up against the belt and there's no gap. These are a couple other types of grinders. This is a air-powered die grinder, and you can see the way that it's made is as it operates, the stone throws out sparks in a radial pattern, so you want to make sure you use your eye protection with this one. Also, these are pretty noisy, so make sure you use earplugs. A lot of you will be tempted to take this guard off of here. Well, if you do, make sure you wear gloves, because your hand is going to be really close to the edge of the grinding disc, and you'll cut it if you don't have a glove on. This is simply a larger version of the red one here, and when you're using this one, make sure you don't have any loose clothing on. If you're going to have a jacket on, button it up, because what can happen is this edge of this disc can grab the clothing and wrap it up, and it can drive the disc right into your stomach, cutting you wide open. When using a drill press, you want to make sure you have your normal eye protection on as well as gloves, and then when you're actually drilling the hole, it's a good idea to use some cutting fluid on the drill bit. That'll keep it cooler and it'll last much longer. The same safety principles apply using a hand drill. The only difference is as you're drilling and are about to break through the material you're drilling, lighten up the pressure a little bit, and it'll reduce the tendency for the drill bit to grab and twist the drill out of your hands. That concludes part one of shop safety. Next time we'll talk about cutting equipment and welding equipment. Thanks again.